Welcome back to another moment with Marcus. As always, these episodes are about me, from me, to me. The topic I wanted to talk about today is wherever you go, there you are. This is a topic that I've had with friends, multiple students of mine, and the pain that I would have avoided if I'd known this to be true back then. I went to one elementary school, two middle schools, three high schools, five colleges, moved out of the country twice to be in relationships. And my issue has always been me. I'm the common denominator in every one of those situations. When I leave these situations and end up in another place, I'm worse off because of the expectations that I had that the place was going to solve me or cure me and help me with whatever the issue was. I have a responsibility to make sure that I'm grounded in all of my decisions, to make sure that I am looking at things from a clear perspective, a clear channel to not only minimize the harm that I might have on others or myself, but just to minimize the harm of me reacting out of patterns. If I can move through the world grounded and responsible and present, the chance for me to respond versus to react in those situations is going to be a lot better. I'm probably going to be able to allow these decisions to not come from emotions. What I've seen in the past for sure for myself is when I go and make these moves, I do them in dramatic fashion. When I went and moved to the Netherlands, I blew up everything. I sold all of my belongings. I even thought about putting my social security card on Facebook because I was like, I'm never coming back. Same thing when I left for Mexico. Not only am I the common denominator in these situations, what's the common denominator is I'm running. When I can look back after the dust is settled, I ran to these places because I was running from something. I was running from the uncomfortability of a potential relationship ending. I was running from a job maybe firing me one day. And so I quit before they ever fired me. All the different schools that I went to, I left on my own accord, so they never dropped me. In the previous episode, I talked about my shame message of like not being good enough in life and me moving through life as if I'm not good enough. So I will create situations to where I could be good enough. But if all my defenses fell and it's just me against that coach or me against my ex-girlfriend or me against just like anything with no mask to be had, if I failed, that would have been further proof in actually proving that I wasn't good enough. So I would create these situations to where, oh, this didn't work out because we moved here. Oh, this didn't work out because I didn't really take it seriously. Or this didn't work out because just whatever. And so it's interesting to look at this from the perspective now and all the pain that it's caused back then in the past. And I'm really happy that I'm in a place today where wherever I go, there I am. I love being where my feet are at. I literally have "be here" tattooed on my feet to remind me to call my head back to my feet because of all the times I could be so deeply dealing with the regret of the past or the anxiety of the future. And when I'm dealing with this anxiety of the future, I am thinking of all the worst possible situations based on just how I feel about me at that time. And 9 times out of 10, this future that I'm spinning out about, I don't even exist in it. That future never comes to fruition. But the bigger theme of losing that person, losing the job, losing the scholarships, losing the relationships, those come into them and they become self-fulfilling prophecies because I'm moving to avoid losing those things. I'm doing these things to not lose them. And by doing these things to not lose them, I end up losing them. And for those who are listening, I want you to like take a look on your life and how many times have you done anything? It's like in sports. If I'm going to the free throw line and I'm saying don't miss, don't miss, don't miss, I'm probably going to miss. The body is always in the present moment. The intellect and the emotional self can be present. And at times when we're firing in all cylinders, like in that flow state, our intuition is guiding us. All of those things are really moving at a beautiful pace. The intellect and emotional self, especially out of patterns, are either in the past or in the future. Thinking of the regret of the past or the anxiety of the future. The body's always present. The body has no other place to be. It can't be anywhere else. And when I'm able to drop in and really see how my body's feeling, really pay attention to my breath, really pay attention to my heart rate, really pay attention to the signals and what my body's doing, what places in my body feel out of alignment or sores or aches and everything. And I'm not ignoring that. I get to be present with that and intuitively know what is going to be right for me. I think a lot of times when I was so focused on switching locations is because I wanted to be happy. So I'd feel really low, but I was feeling really low. And so I'd move to the location and get my pendulum really high. And as my pendulum swings back and forth from high to low, that high of how great things feel when that first move happens is going to swing and go back completely the other way. But when I'm present within my body, I can feel, am I a little too high? Am I a little too low? And how do I get myself grounded back to it? No one ever told me to just sit and be still and meditate. The meditation practice that I have now is like I sit for 15 minutes. I go through all 5 of my senses. I feel the biggest thing that I can feel, the smallest thing I can feel, what I taste, what I smell, with my eyes closed, what do I see? And then what's the loudest noise I can hear? What's the smallest noise I can hear? Those bring me back to the present moment. And when I'm in that present moment, I then just repeat a word in my head over and over again to bring me back to present. And when I am getting brought back to presence, all the anxiety or the fears or the things that I think I need to do, it becomes a lot more clear. I'm not doing these things to run from something. I'm not doing them out of fear. And also, I'm not judging the feelings that come up with them. It gives me a really strong intuitive pull or just an openness to let go of how I'm feeling in that moment. So wherever you go, there you are. Situations in my life. I used to think that my situations were terminally unique, that no one could relate and no one could understand, or that I didn't have as much power as I thought I did. No, these things are happening to me and life is happening to me. And yeah, that's not the case at all. The truth is, based out of the fears and patterns in which I'm operating in, I'm going to move like that. I'm going to move like a feral caged up animal with my back against the wall and create chaos and probably take some people down with me and burn some relationships. But when I get to pause and be still and tap into and remember, it's all about remembering. When I can remember who I actually am outside of the fear, outside of the shame, outside of the guilt, and drop into just like real deep presence, the decision pretty much makes itself. I can see what the resistance is to making it happen, or I can feel the flow of it. And that flow is amazing. And if you're unfamiliar with it, there's always something the last time you were out in nature and you felt that you saw the sturdiness of a tree or the calmness of a lake or the expansiveness of the sky. The only way you can recognize that is because you have it within you. You can't recognize qualities of something if you don't know what they are, if you don't have them in you. So if you spot it, you got it. And this game of life is just a game of remembering of who you are. If I can, wherever I go, there I am. And I'm moving from a place of being versus doing. When I can be those qualities, the calmness, the sturdiness, the groundedness, the expansiveness, when my energy is expansive versus contracted, I then will do the next indicated thing that's coming from this intuitive pull. And then I get to have this amazing life off of authentic choice versus running to a place because I'm scared and I don't want to leave, or I don't want to have an uncomfortable conversation or face an uncomfortable truth. Or for me, a lot of times I just didn't want to be alone. And because I didn't want to be alone, I would move countries and I would shift schools and I would go to these places to have a different perspective and fresh first impression with somebody. And maybe they'd forget all those things in the past. And I would carry all of that stuff. So I would do those things and I would still have the same drama. I would have the same nonsense. I would have that. And then I would be miserable. Not only would I be miserable, people that were with me were so miserable. And yeah, what an awesome time to not be in a place. Yeah. I still have moments where I'm deeply uncomfortable in my skin. And I have moments where I forget that the things that of just pausing and being present, being open and vulnerable and honest. I'm as sick as my secrets. And so whatever secrets I have within me, if they're festering and if I don't have another benevolent witness to share them with, they will cause me harm and cause me to be not present. And like I said, the whole name of this game is to be present. In that presence, I can make these choices to wherever I go, there I am. I am happy to be there. I am content. I am peaceful. And so, thank you. That was episode 2. These are fun. I'm just going to pop them out, probably daily. But much love, and I hope to see you soon. Peace.